Effectiveness of the unit plan for Teach Now, Module 5, Unit 5, Activity 3. How effective would I rate my initial planning of the unit? I would rate the initial planning of my unit an 8 out of 10. Giving more details is always helpful, especially if someone else ends up teaching your class for you. QSI requires their teachers to have a backup lesson plan available for substitute teachers. Since my schedule changes each day, I have a backup lesson plan for each day of the week. I know too that there is always room for improvement. What led to revisions in my lesson plans and or unit plans? I needed to add some requirements of the Teach Now assignment that I had overlooked. In reality, I check my own lesson plans each morning before class starts to make sure that my lesson folders for each subject are in order. I look at my daily schedule many times as it changes each day. Planning a lesson plan guides the day along. Putting resources together to use in the lessons taught makes for a successful day of teaching. What parts of the unit plan emerges as critical to its implementation? Being prepared for each part of the unit plan is critical to its implementation. Planning activity folders that teach the objectives using the 7 different learning styles helps each student be successful in learning the outcomes of each lesson. I also try to have extra activities available in case one of my students finishes an activity before the others. Idle hands cause problems. They don't have something to do, they can get into trouble. And keeping them busy with things that they enjoy doing helps them. The process of unit planning, following the theme and objectives of my curriculum, guides me in the process of planning my units each week. Unpacking a standard helps give a broader view of what the student will learn so the teacher can plan accordingly. I use a progress monitoring form for each subject that I teach my 4s, and it helps me keep track of when they started a subject or a TSW and when they mastered it, and then I'm able to also put down a date for when they excel the mastery, and that is when they can teach or help a classmate understand. Using backwards design is the idea of looking at the end of the curriculum to see what the students must know by the end of the year and planning each unit with the end goal in mind. How did the planning process help you determine how you would know whether students were meeting the objectives? I love formative assessments. I watch to see if the student is listening, to see if they follow through what I've instructed them to do. I listen to them and see if they participate orally. Sometimes they may need help, which is fine, but usually they do well on their own. And then I watch to see if students can do things independently, and if they help others even. How did the planning process help you determine how you would know whether students were developing an understanding of the content? When students want to ask or answer questions about the content, when students want to share a real-life experience about the content. How did the planning process help you determine how you would know whether students were attaining the expected skill? When my students understand some concept that we've gone over, a skill that I've been trying to teach them, they will oftentimes play that skill during their free play time. And when students can help their classmates learn, if a classmate maybe doesn't understand English really well, one of the students who knows better and who can also translate because they know the other students' home language, and so they are able to help students learn too. And these are my references. Thank you for your time.